Now, if you're a business owner and your books aren't ready for tax season, this video is for you. I'm going to walk you through how to get caught up so that you can confidently hand off your books to your CPA in 5 days or less. Most business owners that avoid tax prep, it's usually because they don't know where to start or they're afraid of what they might find. But avoiding it actually makes that pressure worse. But the cool thing is you don't need a finance degree or some fancy program. You just need a process to get it done. Now, in this video, I'm going to walk you through our very high-level overview of what we do with clients when we need to fast track getting their books ready in 5 days or less. And in case we haven't met, I'm Bridget, and I'm a financial consultant and owner of Bookskeeping Frisco. And this is the kind of thing that my team and I do every day, all day, and we absolutely love it. So if you're feeling overwhelmed or behind right now, you are absolutely in the right place. Did you know that around 60% of small business owners actually go into tax season completely unprepared? They either don't have their books cleaned up, caught up, or they're missing documentation, and really they're just frazzled and don't know where to start. That's why the first step in this 5-day process is so important, because we're going to gather everything that you actually need to get tax ready. Now, you can't fix what you haven't collected, so let's start there. So for day one, it's about collecting everything. We're going to gather everything that you're going to need and put it all in one place. Now, my team and I use a file structure so that it's easy and repeatable for every single client. So I'm going to walk you through that structure. We'll start by creating a folder called Tax Prep 2024 or whatever year that you're actually working on. And inside that folder, we're going to add subfolders for your bank statements, sales reports, payroll reports, expense receipts, tax documents, final reports, and of course, questions for your CPA. The really cool thing about this is that once you have the structure built out, and you can do this in Google Drive or Dropbox or SharePoint, whatever file system you're actually currently using, once everything is in place and then you have all the documentation loaded up into these subfolders, you can easily hand it off to your CPA and everything is in one place for you and your CPA. So once you have your folder structure in place, it's time to start downloading. And you're going to want to go and grab things like all your bank statements, all your credit card statements, any point of sale reports that you have from like Square, Stripe, or PayPal, all of your payroll reports and even summaries. And then, of course, any receipts that support your expenses. And think of anything that your CPA might have questions on. Let's go ahead and put those in the folders as well. Now, here's a little bonus tip. When you're naming your downloads, I use a certain naming convention, so it makes everything very easy to find. So like on your bank statements, start with the name of your company, and then go with the name of the bank, the type of account it is, the last 4 digits of the account number, and then end with the date. And that way, over time, over a 12-month period, they will start to line up and it'll be really easy to find. And do the same thing for your sales reports, your payroll reports, anything, just follow a pattern. It doesn't matter what the naming convention is, just follow a pattern. Okay, so now we're moving on to day two, where we're going to enter and categorize transactions. Now, most of my clients use QuickBooks Online, but you can use any kind of financial program that's basically the same thing. But what we're going to do is actually get in and make sure that first your bank accounts are attached to that program so that everything seamlessly comes in. And then once it's in, you're going to go into the bank account or the credit card account, and we're going to categorize everything based on what type of income or expense that it is. Okay, so now we're going into day three, and you've gone and you've organized your file folder, your structure. You have all of your information that has been downloaded and it's named beautifully so that it's easy to find. You have made sure that your bank accounts are attached to whatever accounting software that you're using. We use QuickBooks Online. And you've gone through each transaction that was sitting in that bank feed and made sure that it had a category attached to it. So now this is the fun part. Day three, it's time to reconcile your bank accounts and then make sure everything is tidied up. So again, we're going to use QuickBooks as our example, but when you're in QuickBooks, you're going to go to the Reconcile tab, and looking at whatever bank statement that you are wanting to reconcile at that time, and go through and just make sure that anything that's on your bank statement is actually in your QuickBooks file. You'll check that off once you get to the beautiful zero, saying that you've balanced everything from your statement versus what's in the transaction feed. Then you are good to go for that month. And then you just keep processing through every single one. And you're going to want to do this for your bank accounts and your credit cards at a minimum. And then, of course, we want to look for red flags like duplicates, uncategorized income, and weird balances. Okay, so now we're on day 4, and we're going to review your reports like a CFO. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to pull your profit and loss statement, your balance sheet, and then do a profit and loss statement that actually shows a full 12-month period, all in an at a glance. And what this will do is it'll show you trends, and it really highlight any kind of surprises or patterns that stand out. For instance, if you pay a monthly rent of, say, $5,000 per month, but you see in March there's no rent for that month, that will really stick out. And odds are either you didn't pay it, which I highly doubt, or it's actually been categorized or coded to the wrong account, and you can go in and easily fix that quickly. And as you go through this, you don't need to analyze or overanalyze everything. Just look for patterns and trends and ask yourself, does this make sense? Okay, so here we are on day 5, and you are ready for packaging and handing off to your CPA. And you've done such a great job because you have created a file structure that is repeatable every year, by the way. You have added information to that file structure so it's organized wonderfully. And you've made sure that everything that is in your documentation is now in your QuickBooks file or whatever accounting program you're using. And you've run your reports, you've reviewed them so that you understand the trends, you know what's going on, you know how much money has come out, you know how much money has come into your business, you know how much money has gone out of your business, you know how much money is left over. And you've also highlighted any issues or problems or questions that you may have for your CPA. Now you're ready to package it all up and hand it off. So before your handoff, just do a quick last glance at your folder structure and all the documentation that is inside that, and make sure that you have added your final reports and have them labeled correctly. And then you also, just as kind of a bonus, and this is totally optional, you do not have to do this, but it's nice if you do a one-page summary of what's included in your package and what might be missing. So if there were some things that you uncovered that you probably need to add and you're not really sure on, this is the place to just give them a heads up. And then also any questions that you actually have for them, this is a great place to put it on the one-page summary so that you're not going in blind, you're going in very prepared. So then when you're completely done, everything's ready to go, you can share this main folder with your CPA, and they'll have all the information that they need right there at their fingertips. Now, this is exactly how I help my clients go from financial chaos to total clarity. And if you're ready to stop guessing and actually start trusting your numbers, well, then please subscribe, because this is just the beginning. Now, last minute tax prep can feel overwhelming, but it doesn't need to be. You're just 5 focused days away, and you've got this.